This comes from actual customer data. I'm proposing that we go back, 3 or 4 months before this would happen and actually look at what happens during the first moments of an actual attack. Let's see if we can actually go through that, how the enemy would actually want to capture our data. Let's look at what are the economics behind an actual ransomware attack. Money is the obvious answer. Most of the threats now come from inside. Your firewall is just one piece in a larger puzzle. What you need to do is actually ask the hard questions when it comes to your company. Will your company work if it no longer has computers? Worst part is, can it kill the company? If that data is taken out of your system and put into the public, how badly will it hurt your reputation? Where will the attack come from? There's the obvious 80% email delivery. Know about your data landscape. If you lose all your servers and you need to access those data, what do you need to get access to this data? Do you need a SQL server? Do you need an Oracle server? If that's the case, do you need Active Directory? What are the dependencies? The entire corporate culture has to evolve. Create a survival kit. Why? Because the data that's going to happen to you, you want to be ready. The greatest victory is the one which requires no battle. Just last week, I was speaking with a customer, and you should have seen their pride when they actually told me that they saw an attack come in. They were able to contain it, and they were able to neutralize it. You have 72 minutes to react. Let's start at time 0. Somebody plugs in a USB key they found in the driveway. Malware gets deployed. What can save you? Smart screen would come up and say, this might be malicious code, Are you sure you want to run this? Well, malware is in memory, starting its task sequence of what it wants to do. Base policies that basically tell you you can't run a VBS or a PowerShell directly from an email. At that point, the malware is becoming resident. What can stop it? EDR still, because EDR will actually scan your system when you try to make something permanent. UEBA, but also virtual desktops. When you reboot, well, nothing you've installed sticked. So 25 minutes, malware calls home. At that point, bad actors are actually gaining elevated privileges. But you can't really stop them anymore because they'll be admin. Security.microsoft.com portal, it gives you an entire scan of everything that's wrong with your computer and actually tells you how to fix most of them. At that point, they install Basecamp. They're creating their own accesses. The firewall can be a help again. They can now start to have a list of every single content you have. They can start exfiltrating data. They can actually start publishing credentials online so that their entire community can access you. What are your financial statements? How much money is in the bank? They're actually investigating your company at that point. At that point, they're just starting to install themselves all over your network. And then 7, 30, 60, 180 days later, once they're ready, they drop the payload. How do we fix it? I'd let the AI handle it. UEBA. Why it matters. There is less than 1% of all the data that's ingested by UEBA that will actually be of importance. So user entity and behavior analytics basically tell you when your users are behaving in a way that's not aligned with their character. When I'm talking about AI, this is one of the big things that I'm talking about. It improves productivity, it helps. It does not fix a broken culture. So I'm offering you a few lessons learned before you have to actually go through the pain. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. If you're not planning for this, it will eat you alive. We now have teams that are shrinking on a daily basis. They don't know how to secure it. They don't know how to monitor it. You have to establish recurrent testing. Recognize malware. Recognize what are the differences between a real email and a false one. I'm an ex-CGI employee. I recommend against outsourcing. Train your consultant, train your provider before they have access to your data. Make sure you sharpen your skill and keep a zero trust approach in mind. Make sure that your devices are certified. Thank you for your time.